This is 93.5 CHMR-FM.
This is 93.5 CHMR-FM, and you are listening to the Aperture, weekly hour-long discussion of all topics geek culture. I'm one of your hosts, Rory DC.
And I'm Adam, I'm Adam.
You don't have to follow my pattern. It's all good. I use that mostly because that's the name I use on the internet. So, and since this is also posted on YouTube, I wanted to keep it consistent. I'm sorry if I seem a little disoriented. I was not expecting us to go on the air right away.
Okay.
I was expecting there to be a little break after that last song before we went on the air, so I'm a tad disoriented. But that's okay because Adam is running at least the first 5 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Adam.
Okay, so first I want to say that today's show is brought to you by Soylent Green, now with a new Raging Cajun flavor, made with actual Raging Cajuns. Soylent Green, it's the people's food. And that's a reference to the cult classic sci-fi movie Soylent Green. Look up the reference, you'll actually laugh.
Can you turn your mic? Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Hooray.
Yeah, sorry, we were having a bit of technical difficulties over here.
Yeah. Okay, so first off, we're going to just do a new segment on the show, which is called Aperture News, which all kind of wrap up all the big stories that happened since the last show that happened during the week. So the first news is one of our favorite shows, Community, gets renewed for a new season. And this is a big surprise because we thought that the fourth season was going to be its last. And everyone and their mother thought that it was going to get canceled because it was one of those shows that looked to be on the chopping block. But not only that, but the creative head said he might be coming back. Now, there's no other news on this, but this is I because
creative head is in the old creative head, Dan Harmon, who was doing it before. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so
it's good. Maybe the show will get better again.
Yeah. I have not seen the fourth season because I watched it on Netflix, but apparently it was quite bad this season.
Yeah, it didn't work.
ABC ordered Marvel's new show, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It will begin airing this fall with writers Joss and Jeb Whedon, and we're big fans of them on this show. Rory just hit the wall with his wallet.
I was aiming for my jacket.
So yeah, Josh, if you remember from last week, we were talking. Joss and Jeb did
Dollhouse, and it's also and also Marissa Tencher Owen is also doing it. Jed's wife, who did she also did Dollhouse.
Yeah, so great writers.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, the creative team from Dollhouse. They're also the creative team from music. A lot of the music in Dollhouse was done by both, because Jed's the musician, right? Well, I guess they're all musicians in a manner of speaking, but Jed is the musician from Jed Whedon and the Willing, a band I highly recommend.
And a Whedonite actor is coming back for the show, J. August Richards.
Yes, I saw him in the trailer. I didn't know he was going to be in the show.
And he's been stereotyped as he's been typecast, as a street hero who is on the run from some sort of governmental agency, because that's basically the character he played in Angel.
Yeah, that's his MO for sure.
Another news: a new game called a downloadable game called Reus. It's Reus, came out this Thursday. It's a cool-looking god game in the fact that you don't control the civilization, but you control nature, whereas in most games you control civilization. Yep. So the point of the game is to control nature and make sure that humanity survives, but doesn't overpopulate and destroy nature. So it looks to be a pretty cool game. I'm pretty sure you can download that off of Steam. So just look for Reus, Reus.
I might do that. Yeah, honestly,
it looks really cool. Got a cool cartoony artistic style to it. J.J. Abrams announced a new TV show this week called Almost Human, in which Abrams teams up with the people he worked with Fringe on, and Fringe is a really good show. So
Robert Oakrey and Alex something.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name, I'm sorry.
That's all right. And it's about a cop who, with some police I believe it's the New York PD, and he has to, and it's 33 years in the future, and in this world, all cops now have to team up with cyborgs, but like Will Smith's character in iRobot, he hates robots. And it's starring Carl Urban, who you Carl Urban, who you will know as Dr. Bones McCoy from Star Trek, and Dr. Dredd,
Dr. Dredd?
Judge Dredd from the reboot of Judge Dredd, which is an excellent movie. And
yeah, it's fantastic.
He was also Éomer in Lord of the Rings.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I did not know that. What else we see? This one kind of, I don't know. I put it in here because it might be important. It might be important later on. But Vice President Joe Biden sees no legal issue with taxing video games as they are buying, as he and he is reported to have said this when he was talking to a group of religious representatives. Although this kind of talk isn't new because it usually happens after tragedies like Sandy Hook. But
yeah, exactly.
What is interesting about this one is because there seems to be much more talk about this kind of about violent video games now. So it's just a little bit relevant.
Yeah, sure. No, absolutely. I think we can. This show is usually pretty casual, and by usually I mean this is our second episode.
Yeah.
But I mean I think it's perfectly okay to bring some of the more serious elements of video game talk into it.
Yeah. So the only reason I put this in is because 3 months from now there might be a big bill or something coming down the line that we'll talk about video, about censorship of video games or whatever. But that might not even happen. Metro Last Light came out this Tuesday, which is the anticipated game to Metro 2034. Which was it's a game set in post-apocalyptic Russia after nuclear holocaust has wiped out most of humanity, and they have to and the few remnants of humanity that are left in Moscow are living in the Moscow metro and the tunnels underneath Moscow, and it's just about you surviving, and there's different factions that are trying to kill each other, and monsters and mutants and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like it's a lot like Fallout, except more first-person shooter, sneaky, action-y, as opposed to a role-playing game.
Right, yeah.
Gran Turismo 6 was announced. It's coming out in late 2013 for the PS3, not the PS4, which I found...
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah. I found it said on the announcement that it just said PS3, no mention of next-generation consoles, which I found very surprising because late 2013 is when the PS4 is coming out, so you think they want to make that a launch title.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's going to have over 1,200 cars at launch. Yeah, but there's so that I found that a little bit surprising. And the last bit of news I have is the new Batman game, Batman Arkham Origins, which was announced a few weeks ago, but really no information was released about it. But we got a new trailer this week, and it looks like Batman's going to be fighting villains like Deathstroke, the Terminator, and Black Mask, which are villains we haven't seen in previous Arkham Asylum games.
Most previous Batman incarnations avoided those, actually.
Yeah, because I think the only major use of Black Mask and Deathstroke in any kind of media before was in the Batman. Was in Batman Under the Red Hood. Black Mask was one of the major villains in that, and Deathstroke is a main villain in Arrow, from what I hear, which is a terrible show.
I haven't seen Arrow.
It's terrible.
It's terrible? Okay, that's pretty much what I expected.
I watched the first 7 episodes, which is however many episodes I give a season, or I give a show to let it be, to try and woo me, and I didn't like it. I thought it was trying too hard to be Batman when Green Arrow is not Batman at all.
Yeah.
So,
and also it had a tough task too because it had to replace Smallville, right? Which is what came before it.
Yes.
Which was insanely popular, probably because Smallville is actually a good show.
Yeah.
So that puts things into perspective. The I want to ask you: are you excited for the new Grand Theft Auto game?
A little bit. Grand Theft Auto is not really my thing. I like Saints Row a little bit better, so I'm actually looking forward more to Saints Row the 4th. But
I had a dream that I went out and got Saints Row at the store, and I woke up and it didn't happen.
Okay. Thank you, Rory. Good story.
I know I should bring that up. I didn't think that was going to come up on the show, but apparently it did.
Yeah. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5. I mean, Grand Theft Auto games have, since the third one, have usually been, if not a great game, then usually like an entertaining game. Because who doesn't like driving around, smashing into the yellow taxis and blowing up stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's classic.
Also, I'm going to do another news segment on the show, which I call Quickie Reviews. And if either me or Rory have seen a new movie or played a new video game or watched a TV show this week that is new, we will give you a spoiler-free review of it. So the 2 things I did this week were I saw the new Star Trek movie, Into Darkness. I saw the premiere. Excellent movie. One of the coolest action movies this year. I put it on the same level as Iron Man 3 for level of awesomeness.
That's good.
Definitely go check out the movie. It is definitely worth the price of admission. I will say, if you are a serious Star Trek fan, if you are a Trekkie, you might be a little disappointed and by that I mean it's not it's more like a Star Wars movie and less like a Star Trek movie. But we're gonna do a Star Trek Into Darkness show in a couple of weeks.
A Star Trek show in general, but particularly because Into Darkness is out.
But I think we should do multiple Star Trek shows.
Yeah, I agree. And the reason we're not doing it today is because I'm seeing it on Tuesday. So I'm sorry to our audience. But I do know one thing about the